Good morning. I'd like to show you raspberries. I have raspberries here in my front yard and they are coming to life, and today is April 22nd, and the variety that I have, they produce twice. They will produce early in summer and in fall as well. So a lot of times people will carry at the ground, I believe in fall, late fall, after it produces, and then in spring it will grow back, and that will give a good harvest in fall. So if you carry it to the ground, it'll only produce once, like in late summer or early fall. And it is believed that it will produce more if you let it produce once a year, cut everything to the ground, and then in fall that will produce. But I let mine produce twice a year, and I have a feeling like it produces more for me if I do that, especially in summer, early summer or late spring. That first production, I can have a lot of harvest. But then the second production in fall can be a lot as well, in my opinion, but it can be full of, we might have a lot of bugs issue as well, and it might be hard to get in the garden because of mosquito, and the kids won't go there to harvest at that point because the garden will be like a jungle, and I had to go there to harvest and freeze. That's what I did last summer 2019. And as of April 2022, you can see that, and there is something that I wanted to point out. Sometimes when you want to let it grow, like when it's coming to life or in spring, sometimes it's advised to cut the part that produced the year prior. And I think I have done it in the past as well, but I didn't do it this year. And you can see that if I have tried to cut it, I might cut more than it is necessary. And as you can see, that's just a piece here that produced in fall. So if I have cut it to the ground after this production, then in spring it's going to grow back and make a production in fall, not early summer, but in fall. But that's just what produced in fall. So now that is here, if I have tried to cut it off, maybe I could have cut it all the way here, but then I will have lost this production here. So by letting it like this spring until it's coming back, I can see clearly where the new growth is going to be. So that's the end or the start of it, all the way to the ground. So that's this area flowering that is going to produce berry this late spring. And then after that, in early summer or mid-summer, I will cut this branch off. By that time, I will have a lot of growth from the ground, and that growth is going to produce berries in fall, when this one branch from last year is going to produce berries in late spring, early summer. So I'll have two berries harvest from this plant. One last fall 2019, and the second one in early summer 2020. And the new growth that I'm not seeing yet is going to produce berries in fall for the first time. So I'll cut this branch off sometimes in summer after the harvest. But you can see that that's a big part of the branch that is coming back to life, and chances are we will have a lot of production on that part of the branch. That's why I feel like in spring I have a lot of harvest compared to summer, the things compared to fall. So that's what I wanted to share with you. The berry plants that I have, raspberry is red raspberry, and that's the first production in 2019, and the 2020 second production is going to be along the remaining part of the plants, and I will show you when they start producing. And that's the front yard, and I just have it by our entryway, and the kids, it's easy for them to harvest. When they are out, they can just stick their fingers through the fence and do their harvest here. And I pretty much let them after fall, and now they are coming back. And I'm not going to cut the end, the tip off. I'm just going to let it to see what is going to grow. And you can even see that here for this one, even though I have production here in fall, I'm having a young growth here. So if I assume that I have production all the way here and I wanted to cut it off, that's two areas, two new growth here that I could have cut off as well. So that's why I'm not going to make any cut. I'm just going to let it come back, produce, and then in summer we will cut this growth. We'll cut the whole branches off, and you can see this one is growing there, but a big part of the plant is not. And I believe I cut the tip off sometimes in winter time because it was quite close to the walkway, and I didn't want that to bother the people from the post office. I will come to deposit the mail here. So that's the raspberry, red raspberry, and my kids like to snack on it quite a bit. I originally purchased 3 plants, not at the same time, but over the years. And what I did is, when I have growth, and I can show you the things is, even though it's here and I have the concrete, I'm seeing it here. So you can see that I'm having some growth here. So what I used to do is, when they start growing in spring, at one point I will try to thin it out, and I have one here as well. That's my herb garden. So what I will do is, I will harvest those new growth and then I will replant them elsewhere. That's how I propagate them, and I have a lot of plants in the backyard and some in the front yard. I just plant them all over the garden to see where they will where they will grow better. And that's how I've been propagating them from 3 plants. And my goal is, I will ask myself how many plants I need to have for us to have enough for our family of 5. And I'll just keep planting, propagating from the 3 plants that I originally purchased, because raspberry can be very expensive. When we go to berry patch, it can cost as much as $7 a pound, or a pence, or something like that. Between $5 and $7. I think it's around $5 a pence or $5 a pound. I don't really remember, but I know that it's very expensive, and usually is the black raspberries, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but having fruit trees in your backyard or front yard or on your property can save you money on those fruits that you like to eat. Thank you for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojune Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap. And our website is ninasoap.com.